When I was young, lady down the road would come by and pick us up and take us and walk us to church. It was two blocks from our house, and my parents never went to church, but they always made sure we were ready. Never asked them why they didn't go, that I remember. Must at one point have known that they weren't going to, but they always encouraged us, whatever, church camp, whatever. When I was in my early teens, I took a membership class at the church and was going to join the church, and we were going to get baptized, and they did a sprinkle baptism, and I thought that was all I needed to go to heaven. At age 19, I got married. He said he would go to church with me, and that's all that counted to me. I didn't realize there was anything else. I loved going to church. I loved being involved in the choir, teaching Sunday school. I just didn't know about salvation. I took our boys. They always went to church, and usually it wasn't a problem. Their father never went. It was just me taking them to church. My marriage was abusive. Mentally and physically. I never told anybody about it because, well, I did one time. I said something to my mother, and she slipped, accidentally made a comment, and so I just, we just endured. After our 18th anniversary, my ex-husband announced to me that he was in love with another woman, and he left for this other woman, and that was rough because you have your children in the middle of everything. And after a year, they chose to go in different directions. And that's when I hit rock bottom. I was alone by myself, and I didn't know where to turn. I always loved Jesus, but had never accepted him. Never accepted him yet. A friend of my sister's told me about some divorce class she went to at some big church in Brownsburg. And I came to the divorce recovery class here at Bethesda in 1994 and opened my Bible, read my Bible. We worked on how to take what's broken and use God's Word to fix it, and not to jump back into a relationship like you got out of. The class that I had gone through, the divorce recovery class, we all got together and we went to the Living Christmas Tree, and so that was exciting. And it was when Pastor Tyler was asking, if you died today, do you absolutely know you'd go to heaven? And I remember thinking, how could anybody absolutely know? I mean, I joined the church and I got baptized, but absolutely. And as he went on to explain, I realized I had a love for Jesus, but I'd never asked him into my heart. I asked him to cleanse me of my sins. I wanted to give him me, and it was just, I can't even tell you. It was just such a joy. And at the end, he said, if you prayed the prayer with me, I want you to raise your hand so I can pray for you. And I'm telling you what, my hand was straight up. I was never so proud to put my hand up before. People would ask me, I don't know what it is you're going through, but whatever it is, it must be wonderful. It's like I just went through a divorce. It couldn't have been any worse. But that light that you get when you're in love with Christ, it shines. After I got saved, my mom was seeing the change. And so Living Christmas Tree 1995, I'm pulling her in, and she got saved that night. And that was in December of 95, and in May of 96, she passed away. I wanted my family unit back together because that's would have been best for the kids as well. But he had married the lady that he left with. When I really found that contentment and that peace and thinking, it's better off to be single and I can do this, then Brad kind of slipped into my life. And we dated for 2 years, both of us having come from divorce. Our hearts are in the singles. That's where we understand, we've been there, and that's where we feel like the Lord's led us to minister. I already take the opportunity to witness to my grandkids when I can, when I have them. Brad and I try to live our lives to show what God is. Through the relationship I had for 18 years, I never thought that marriage could be like it is when it's a man who's in love with God and he puts God first. I even remember it in my other marriage. He would quote things from the Bible, but they were distorted. It's worth waiting on what God has planned for you. My name is Lou Ann Beeson, and Jesus is my Lord.